Idina turned in a slow circle, scanning the back of the yellow brick wall and the eaves of the buildings around them for any sign of the Hellion surveillance cameras or other equipment sending magical spike readouts back to their base in the castle.
We still haven't found any proof. Oh, yep, there it is.
So now I get to break stuff. Keep an eye out, huh?
Yeah, I love playing lookout. Hey, will you hold on a second? We're authorized to take down mobs in front of civilians if necessary. Pretty sure that doesn't include a free pass for breaking and entering in front of civilians.
Chandler waited for her to double-check that they were alone. Idina found it surprisingly difficult to focus her magic on penetrating those iron doors. It took longer than normal, too, and she had to close her eyes to focus on seeing whatever was beyond the outside of the building.
Jeez, feels like the first time I ever saw through something solid. Is that the doors, the mob, or something else?
Finally, her magic pulled up a shimmer of something inside the warehouse that wasn't a human shape. To be sure her magic was working, she turned to peer through the yellow brick wall and into the building on the other side. 3 human figures outlined in glowing green lit up in her vision, and she nodded.
Okay, there's something in the warehouse. No civilians, though.
Great, so now you can play lookout.
Chandler took another step toward the chained and bolted doors, then paused to shoot her a quick look.
You might want to back up.
Yeah, you always say that.
She still backed away from the iron doors to avoid any potential metal projectiles. Then she turned to scan the little sliver of the street that was visible between the yellow brick and the front of the warehouse.
All clear.
Yep.
2 padlocks clinked to the cobblestone, followed by the crowbar.
You couldn't, keep it down a little?
You said it was clear.
Yeah, but not if people can hear you breaking into a warehouse from the opposite side of town.
Chandler rolled his eyes. Then the last padlock crumbled in his fist before he tore apart the chains like a kindergartner had made them out of construction paper. They clinked to the ground as noisily as the rest of the homemade locks. Idina briefly turned to shoot him an exasperated look, but he either didn't notice or flat out ignored her.
Can't expect the literal Hulk to be quiet and gentle, I guess. Wait.
An old beat-up car chugged up the hill toward them. The driver was an old woman who had to be at least in her 70s, hunched forward with both hands on the wheel and squinting straight ahead up the road. She didn't turn her head to gaze down the side streets she passed. Then she was gone.
Okay, go.
The last chain broke in Chandler's grip and clinked to the ground. Then he grabbed a handle of one iron door and gave it an experimental tug.
Locked from the inside, too.
All right, well, just make sure you...
2 of them flew back and hit the yellow brick wall behind him. When the enormous operator turned back to see her deadpan stare, he waggled his eyebrows.
Yeah, I'll just...
Jesus. Quick sweep. Let me know if you need...
Sure.
Then Chandler slipped through the wide space that was a narrow crack for someone his size and disappeared into the darkness. Idina tapped her earpiece to double-check that it was on and fully functional. Apparently he did too, because now she could hear him breathing in her ear.
See anything?
Not in the dark, but I think... Wait.
Is that it?
Give me a sec,
Idina spun away from the road and took off running toward the pried-open door, her fists already surrounded by glittering green circles.
No!
She skidded across the uneven street, slowed down and pivoted toward the door, only to stop short as Chandler stepped out of the warehouse.